seconds after we go live so people have a chance to tune in.
Welcome, basketball fans, inside the electric environment of the Eastlink Center for this fantastic Friday matchup in the ECBL featuring the hosting Charlottetown Power facing off against the visiting and battling it out against the visiting beefy Bathurst Bears of New Brunswick. I'm Grant Harrison, joined up here by my good friend, the bashful brains of basketball, if you will, Taylor Stewart. Taylor, how are we doing today?
We're doing excellent, Grant. Another great day here on Prince Edward Island inside the Eastlink Center. Charlottetown Power now back at 500, looking to make a statement here in front of the home crowd to get back over that 500 mark. Get some good basketball going today, some solid defense, some solid offense, and you're going to have a good day of basketball.
Defense the focus today, but let's get to the new kids on the block. We've got two new appearing faces on the Charlottetown Power, one on the court and one on the bench. Let's start with the one on the court, Marcellus Taliaferro, straight out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Grew up never touching a basketball until about 7 years ago when he got into the game and fell in love with it about 3 or 4 years ago. Since then, he's been training with none other than Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Greek freak of the Milwaukee Bucks. This kid is talented. This kid is hungry. And nonetheless, he is out here and just absolutely looking for a victory today on his first game on the home court for the Charlottetown Power. He was playing at the Holland Hurricanes, and then a game and a quarter into his sort of career at Holland, if you could call it that, he broke his left wrist and then was out until playoffs, not even ACAA playoffs. He didn't make an appearance until the CCAA playoffs, the national playoffs. So since then, he's been working on his right hand a little bit, to say the less, and he's been absolutely working on those buckets down low, and he is back and ready to make his pro debut here with the Charlottetown Power. Taylor, what are you excited to see out of Marcellus here this evening?
I'm really excited to see the Power get another scoring forward and a big body out there in the court. You have a guy who's training with the Greek freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo of the Milwaukee Bucks. Talk about a man who is the face of a franchise, the face of a league. If he's training with him, I'm over the moon excited to see what this guy has to bring to the Power, to bring to the court, to bring to Charlottetown and the ECBL. You have a name like that you've been training with. You must have a lot of talent. A guy who played at Holland College too, so PEI roots, PEI connections. I'm just really excited to see what this man can bring to the Power.
On a sadder, more heartfelt note, our second edition on the bench, assistant coach Adam Chevry, otherwise known as Adam Chev here on this island. On a light note, his uncle is none other than Gerard Gallant, head coach of the New York Rangers in the NHL. So coaching's in his blood, and unfortunately, when he went for a routine checkup about a year and 8 months ago, his doctor found 2 separate forms of cancer riddling his body. And within 8 months, assistant coach Adam Chevry beat both kinds of cancer. And now he's joined us here today with an absolute hunger inside of him to get his first win in the Eastlink Center. He was with the team on the road at St. John and as well in Bathurst. And now he's here for the Charlottetown Power looking to do some damage.
Yeah, I mean, I know friends and family who have lost people to cancer. I myself have lost family to cancer. So to have somebody on your bench that knows even more of a fight than basketball, knows how to fight in life, and to bring that power, pun intended, to the court, to the ECBL, just to have someone on your bench with that kind of character build is going to do immense things for the Power. And I'm very excited to see what he is bringing to this bench and what kind of heart, emotion, and just absolute grit he is going to put in and instill inside the Charlottetown Power.
And speaking of heart and emotion and good news, let's talk about the Bathurst Bears. They were 0-7 on the season until they beat the St. John Union just a couple days ago. I believe it was 105-96 to get their first win on the season. Now, it's a bit of a double-edged sword there when you see a team who just got their first win, because they're looking to build on it, and you're looking to show them who's boss. The Charlottetown Power, can they do it here today, Taylor, and come out victorious?
I think the Charlottetown Power need to come out victorious today. You have a team that's 1-7 coming into your home court. You're looking to get above 500. The Power have, I wouldn't say as much on the line as they have had all season long, but to get back to 5-4, to get over that 500 mark is going to be huge for the standings. And you also don't want to be that team that's known to lose a game to a team that's 1-7 in your league. Very small league. Everyone knows everyone at this point. So you have to make a statement today, have to get back over that 500 mark. And the Power, the benefit to them of having a 1-17 coming in is that you kind of get the chance to play your game the way you want to and work on some things that you need to. So they can improve themselves along with letting themselves be able to shoot the ball when they want to, take some shots that they may not normally always go for. It's their time to shine and their time to show who the Power are.
Finally, let's talk about Adam Stanford for the Power. He's one of the few out there wearing his jersey, so let's consider him game ready. He is limited, though, with a shoulder injury. Just a little persistent bothering he's been having in his shoulder this last week or so, give or take a couple days. He's out there in his jersey, though, ready, though. He's going to be limited to around 38 minutes tonight. Now, I talked to assistant coach Adam Chevry, and he said, I'd like to see that more around the 30-minute mark. So we'll see how much we see of Adam Stanford here this evening, but a big loss for the Charlottetown Power, and Logan Rimple will be the man who's stepping up to fill those shoes. What do you think he'll be able to do here tonight, Logan Rimple filling those shoes?
I think Logan's looking to establish himself in this league. We haven't seen him getting many minutes lately. We haven't seen Logan stepping on the court as much as he would probably like to. Now, you're a young guy. You're a rookie in this league. Well, everyone's a rookie in this league, but you're a young guy on a team that has a lot of veterans, a lot of experience in the basketball community. So he's going to be looking to really step into this opportunity that he's been given, show what he can bring to the Power, and hope to impress not only his teammates but his coaching staff to build some trust in him.
Well, the lights have dimmed. We know what that means here at the Eastlink Center. This electric environment is not only building, it's ready for you. We'll bring you the sounds of the games, and we'll catch back up with you at tip-off here in just a couple minutes.
Basketball League game between the visiting Bathurst Bears and your Charlottetown Power. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd ask the teams to line up at their respective foul lines. I would also like to introduce Abby Krause, a grade 8 student from Stone Park Intermediate School, as she'll be singing our national anthem. We'd ask you to please stand and take off your hats.
Oh, Canada, our home
Thank you to Abby Krause. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing the starting lineup for the visiting Bathurst Bears. A 6'4" forward from Fredericton, New Brunswick, number 10, Stanley Mayambo. A 6'5" forward from Hamilton, Ontario, number 15, O.J. Watson. A 5'11" guard from Hampton, New Brunswick, number 7, Andrew Ferguson Holmes. A 6'6" forward out of Virginia, number 44, Josiah Moore. And a 6'5" forward from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, number 39, Brian Williams. The head coach of the Bathurst Bears, Serge Langus. The assistant coaches are Cordell Jonte and Brad McClellan. The manager is Jimmy Waters. And now, ladies and gentlemen, to introduce the starting lineup for your Charlottetown Power, here's Cowboy Mike Hughes of Red Rock Wrestling.
Eastlink Center, it's game time. We're in our house. Let me hear you make some noise. I said, let me hear you make some noise. We're almost at the halfway mark in our season, and our guys have shown every night, whether it's on the road or here in our house, they're gonna give us 110%. So tonight, I want you guys to give them all your energy to fuel their intensity right here. Let me hear you make some noise. Eastlink Center, are you ready? I said, are you ready? Then let me introduce to you our power starters here tonight. At guard from Fontana, California, Adam Stanford. At forward from Los Angeles, California, Zach Hinton. At guard from Gary, Indiana, KV Myricks. At forward from Toronto, Ontario, Jordan Holness. And at center, the big man in the middle, Marcellus Taligafero. And the boss on the bench, Lonnie States, and PEI's own Kathy Quinn. Eastlink Center, let me hear you make some noise.
Well, there you have it, folks.
Ladies and
Cowboy
gentlemen,
Mike
your
starting us
referees
off with the
for
starting
tonight's
five
game,
for the Charlottetown
Todd
Power. In case
McGinnis,
you didn't
Brian
get it, number
Linton,
1, KV Myricks.
and
Number
Rob
5,
Connell.
Adam Stanford. Number 19, Marcellus Taliaferro. Number 29, Jordan Holness. And number 42, Zach Hinton. Just before tip-off here, we'll give you the Bathurst Bears starters. Number 7, Andrew Ferguson Holmes. Number 10, Stanley Mayumbo. Number 15, O.J. Watson. Number 39, Brian Williams. And number 44, Josiah Moore. As we get started to roll here, it's power tip-off and power ball coming to you live from the Eastlink Center. Hinton with the ball down low goes into the new addition, Taliaferro. Taliaferro working, driving for two, can't find it off the front iron. Bears with the ball here, taking some time, it's Moore. Fakes the pick and roll guarded by Hinton, so he'll move to his left side. Holmes goes back to Moore. And Holmes here for a deep two-pointer, drills it for our opening bucket. Holness to Myrick's inside. Look at that dish to Hinton for 2.
Big response for the Power there. Don't want to go down early. Coming right back with a 2-pointer of their own on a rush shows that they are ready for this game and not going to slip at all against the 1-7 Bears.
Watson, Moore, and Mayumbo pairing up there as Mayumbo's shot falls off the iron and no good. So Power take over. Holness looking to work past Holmes. Dish out to Stanford. And he's only getting 38 minutes, but he starts off with a deep 3.
With a bang grab.
Bears working the ball around the perimeter. Moore works his way inside and stolen there by the Power. Myrick's with a lob over to Stanford. Off the front iron there, no good. 10 minutes 15 here in this opening quarter. Bears looking for an answer from Mayumbo.
Deep 3 there and a response by the Bears showing that they are ready early on for a Power 1-7 team that does not look like they are 1-7 early out of the gate.
KV Myrick's with a 3 that falls left and long, no good. But Power will get the ball as that was on the left laces of Holmes there, I believe, for the Bears.
Bit of a lucky break there for the Power, as not a great shot look there by Myrick's, but they get a lucky bounce and they get keep retention of the ball, get another chance here at a basket.
Holness at the corner, works with Taliaferro on the pick and roll. Hits it for 2 there. And it wasn't the pick and roll, pardon me, that was a screen. Still waking up here on this fantastic Friday, and the Bears wide awake with the layup there.
Beautiful play there by Isaiah Moore of the Bears to get that up and under to fall, making it a 7-7 game here early on.
Hinton elbowing his way inside, but still can't find it. Luckily, those bows didn't land on the jaw of a Bears player. And this time, Williams goes up for 2 and finds it.
Bears have a lot of speed here out of the gate. The Power, we know they have a lot of speed too. They're going to have to match it here early on to keep
Myrick's to Hinton hits it. 9 all here at 9 minutes left in the first quarter. Taliaferro guarding the Bears, as it'll be an and one opportunity for Bathurst and Stanley Mayumbo.
Good defense there from the new addition, Taliaferro. Just a bit of an unlucky contact, and they'll go for a 2-and-1. Bathurst with an early chance here to make it a 3-point game, as they have shown that they have the speed. They're ready to come out hot and let the Power know that they are on the court.
Mayumbo can't hit his and one, so it'll fall into the lap of Taliaferro, and he'll send that one to Myrick's, who will bring it up the court now for Charlottetown. Myrick's to Taliaferro, fakes the pick and roll here, dishes it to Hinton, rolls off the rim and no good. And this one in between the legs of Zach Hinton from Stanford there. So Bathurst ball.
Adam Stanford looking good early on. He seems to be under limited minutes, as you said, in this game. But right now, I'm not taking him at any point soon. He seems to be the best player the Power have on the court at this moment.
Bears looking to come back here with a basket. Mayumbo can't hit it as 7 seconds were on the shot clock on that one. Little rushed and stolen away from Myrick's. Bears have the ball here. Holmes dishes it over, working around the perimeter. Mayumbo out to Williams. And tipped out by Myrick's, as Moore was looking for it there.
Something the Power are going to need to work on in this game is we know they can play with speed, but there's also managing your speed. Throwing passes out too quickly, like that was just an inbound pass there, and they lost the ball off an inbound pass. You got to settle it down, know when to use your speed, know when to play smart.
Taliaferro picks up the loose ball there, goes up himself and hits his first 2 points of the ECBL.
on home court, too. That's got to be a nice feeling to get that under your belt.
Holmes there, his shot no good. So Holness will take over for the Power. Holness inside the paint, not his usual territory, but Hinton, he's home, and he hits it.
Early on, they are playing full court defense, but that's when it pays off. When you're pressuring on early in the game, team's not expecting that speed. You show up with it, you startle them, you get a bucket like there for Hinton.
Myrick's facing some contact here. Attempted swat by Taliaferro, no good. So ball comes out to the back to the perimeter. Bears take over. Mayumbo to Moore. Moore dishes it left to Watson, whose shot's no good. And on the cleanup, Mayumbo makes it.
That's that defense the Power need to be working on. A terrible offensive rebound to be given up there. You have 3 Power bodies surrounding the bucket, but the one Bear in the middle gets the ball. Can't have that happening.
Myrick's to Holness. Holness inside to Stanford. From the key to the basket, no good. And Hinton is fighting for this one against Mayumbo. In correction to a previous call here, Marcellus Taliaferro, that wasn't his first 2 points of the ECBL. It's his first 2 home points of the ECBL. Pardon me there, folks. But 13-13 with 6:11 left to go here in the first quarter. It's Bathurst ball.
Have check-ins now for Bathurst. Number 4 taking it up the court for the Bears, Giovanni Jackson.
Jackson gets the ball back. A little fumble-rooski there as it's broken up by Myrick's. Ball makes its way around the perimeter, stolen by Holness. In transition, looking to do something here. Hinton can't hit it, but he does get fouled by number 35, Brandon Jamar.
Jamar also checking into the game here now for the Bears. Great rush up the court in the fast break there for Hinton. Make sure he picks up the foul on the way after a nice dish from 29, Jordan Holness. And the Power have a chance to execute for 2 here.
Hinton makes his first foul shot with just under 6 to go.
It's got to be those pink shoes, Grant. Nice lighting up the court, fresh kicks for Hinton.
Bubblegum colored, sticking to the court. And chew on that one.
Little hubba bubba beauty right there.
Hubba bubba beauty, I love it. 2-point lead here for the Power. Myrick's working off Jackson. As Giovanni looks to do something here. Can't find the support. He'll lob it up, but reined in by Jamar and fouled by Stanford. So Jamar will get a turn at some foul shots here to tie it up.
I like the action by the Power there. They took the foul, but they didn't give up the offensive rebound cleanly, and that's what they need to be doing. You might take a foul here and there, but it's better than giving up an offensive rebound. Shows that fight around your own basket that you're willing to protect and that you're ready there to turn away any Bear. Clean make by the big man on the first one.
Jamar goes 1 for 2 from the line. Hinton on the rebound, goes to Holness, now to Stanford. Stanford to Hinton, back to Holness. Holness rolling off the hedge there. Goes to Marcellus, back to Holness. Beautiful bounce pass to Stanford. On the fadeaway, Taliaferro can't hit it. Holness on the recovery, bounce pass to Hinton. That one was a moon shot to the other basket, I believe. Off the glass, Bears can't find it now. So we're stalled out at 15-14, Power ahead. Stanford with a little shovel pass to Myrick's, goes up, finds it for 2. A long pass here, Bears find it with O.J. Watson.
Everyone focused on the offensive basket there, but KB Myrick's lost sight of the defense. Got a little fast break that they missed, and they pay for it.
Stanford to Holness. Goes to Hinton, now to Taliaferro, lines up for 3. Back rim, no good. Mayumbo and Watson working around the perimeter. Mayumbo pulls up, falls short. Holness up the court for the Power now. Somewhat of a slow start here to this matchup today, as Power looking to conserve some energy as a long two-pointer there by Hinton falls through. Jackson takes it all the way inside, dishes it way outside to Watson, who hits it.
That last bucket by Hinton gives him 10 early on in this game as he's taking charge for the Power. The veteran presence, the main man up front.
Hinton with a double-double there at St. John. Looking to replicate that presentation of athleticism here today. As a miscommunicated pass by the Power falls out of bounds. It'll be Bathurst Bears, and we get a couple substitutions here. Actually, a trio of substitutions. Alec Berryman coming onto the court, as well as Troy Tremblay and DeKel Brooks. 3-point lead here for the Bears. Jackson guarded by Myricks. Jackson bounce pass inside. On the turnaround, almost recovers his own rebound. Jamar there causing some trouble on the inside as he picks up a foul rather than a basket, and a tough offensive look for Bathurst there, wouldn't you say, Taylor?
Yeah, they just didn't get the look that they wanted there. The Power stepping up big defensively to take charge there, make sure that they cause some confusion, and they end up taking the foul, the Bears do, so it turns over. Chance for the Power now to break this tie.
Berryman on the pick and roll to Brooks. DeKel making his way inside, splits the defense, hangs on to it, stalls out and goes to Berryman. Berryman inside on the finger roll, cleanup by Tremblay, no good. Shot clock expires, then resets. So Bathurst comes up with the loose ball, and Bears take over now. A long three-pointer there by Jackson, no good.
Another scene of the Power not taking the chance to play some smart basketball, trying to go fast.
Hinton hits a three.
All the way from Belfast there, Grant. Hinton with the big bucket to break this tie. 22-19 Power lead.
Around the arc, Tremblay takes a chance at guarding a Bear. And the corner three, good by Bathurst, as Moore adds to this impressive stat line today so far.
It's monkey see, monkey do right now here in the basketball court. The Power hit a three, the Bears hit a three.
Myricks hit a basket. Let's see if it counts. No, but he will get some foul shots. And Holness will check back into the game, as well as Shaquille Gilchrist Glasgow. Berryman to inbound. Goes to Holness. Holness on the floor. Bit of a globetrotter move. Works around the arc to Berryman, who can't find it. Tremblay lost the rebound there. Falls into the lap of Mayumbo. As Mayumbo's shot no good, but does come up with a foul.
Bears chance now to shoot two, take the lead here. 1:25 left in the first quarter. This has been an exciting, to say the least, opening quarter of basketball here on Friday night.
Mayumbo. And Mayumbo again goes 2 for 2 from the line on that visit. And Holness with the ball here. Holness to Hinton. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Another big basket for the big man there as he is taking charge in this opening quarter. make it now 16 for Hinton.
A long two-pointer there by Brandon Jamar. At that point, take the half step back and go for three. Brooks' shot, no good. And Hinton on the rebound comes up with the ball and falls down a bit heavy there along the baseline. But he's up and good, no worries. As we take a timeout here, let's talk about the Power's other road trip of the week. They visited 4 elementary schools: Georgetown Elementary, Birchwood Intermediate, Mount Stewart Consolidated, as well as West Kent Elementary. So 3 elementary schools and 1 intermediate school? Yeah. I guess that's how you do it up in here in Canada. Call them intermediate instead of middle schools. No, I'm kidding, folks. Charlottetown Power said they had a great time visiting those schools, and we have another team here this evening, the Cornwall Comets. Out there, they'll be our youth team today during halftime, showcasing their basketball skills. So great to see not only the Charlottetown Power, but other ECBL teams embracing their community by visiting the schools and getting these youth teams out here. Hey, Taylor.
Yeah, the Island Storm did the exact same thing. I remember being a youngster once at Belfast Consolidated School, and the Island Storm came out to visit. And as much as you may not think with the new league and everyone maybe not knowing about it, when a basketball team, a professional basketball team, shows up at your school, it's probably the coolest thing to happen to you all year. It's unreal. You're a little guy there, and all of a sudden these big, tall guys are coming in, showing off their skills, and all you want to do is go see them play for the rest of the season. So excellent move by the Power to go into the community, introduce themselves, and just kind of show off their skills for the children around PEI and get them excited about basketball being back on PEI.
Speaking of making their statement, it's Jack McCauley checking into the game now for the Power. He'll check in for Troy Tremblay.
And back into the game for the Bathurst Bears, that's number 7, Andrew Ferguson Holmes.
Holmes working off McCauley. Ball tipped away there by Holness. So Bathurst will hang on to it as they're up 1 with nearly 33 seconds left. Just a 1/10 of a second off the clock there. Moore's inbound, falls to Jamar. Goes back to Moore. And Jamar again here. Shot falls short. Brooks looking to collect, doesn't come up with it. And Holness draws the foul from Moore. Jamar, sorry.
Brandon James takes the charging call there. Power get a much needed possession time.
Jamar, apologies there. Holness with the ball. Looks like he'll let this one expire. Shot clock off. 6 seconds left. One opportunity, and Eminem would be proud. Power take a 1-point lead heading into the second quarter here. What'd you see from Charlottetown and Bathurst there in that opening quarter, Taylor?
I saw some fast-paced basketball. Bathurst came out probably a lot stronger than the Power were anticipating, and the Bathurst Bears are getting paid off for their efforts. Only trailing by 1. The Power made sure, though, to settle down, know when to use your speed, and know when to make smart plays and take your time. The Power did an excellent job settling down late in that first quarter. Now taking charge here with a 1-point lead going into the second quarter. But the Power are firing in all cylinders, and you gotta love to see the effort from Zach Hinton. The big man for the Power, absolutely tearing it up in the first quarter. 16 points with a 75% shooting percentage. Some insane numbers to open this game up for Zach Hinton as he just demolished anyone who got in his way. And the deep 3, 2 for 2 from beyond the arc is Zach Hinton. It is his game, and the Bears are just watching it.
Well, I'd say both teams need an onion ball. You know what I mean by that, Taylor? I mean, you got to work for it. You got to dig for it. You got to clean it off. It may not be the prettiest, and it might even be a bit smelly and make you cry sometimes, but you need that onion ball. You know, dig for it. That 2-pointer inside the key, inside the paint. That mid-range jumper may look good on a poster, But going up for a layup and continuing to drive the basket, hit inside, collect your own rebounds, and work those layers away to that beautiful core of an onion and get the basket. I think that's what either team needs right now. I've seen a bit more physicality from the Bathurst Bears. I think that would be advantageous later on here in this fourth quarter as things wear on. But the power, the finesse that be, I believe that they can come through with this one if they stick to what's working, stick to their system, and an early lead by Adam Stanford, as it looks like they're using up a majority of his 38 minutes here in this first quarter, first half. So we'll see how many of those precious 38 minutes he has left here in this second half as we get started to start quarter two at the Eastlink Center. I'm Grant Harrison, that's Taylor Stewart, bringing you the sounds of the game here on Universum Media. KV Myrick's with the ball round the arc. Has some help with Taliaferro, but it'll go out to McCauley. McCauley working his way inside, guarded by a hefty Jamar. Taliaferro goes to Myrick's. The shot clock expires. Myrick's will get three shots, pardon me. Two. A little back and forth there, but at the end of the day, 2 shots coming up for KV Myrick's.
Myrick's did a good job there. That's one of those shots where it's a bit of a circus shot. You know it's probably not going to fall. So you just got to jump up there, try your best to draw the foul, and Myrick's does a successful job there. Getting the foul, misses his first free throw, get a chance to make 1 for 2 here, take a 2-point lead at 28-26 possibly. Not to be.
27-26 power. McCauley goes up for 3 and drills it home.
McCauley coming up big all the way from Stanhope there, making sure the Power get the payback off missing those 2 free throws by Myrick's. The 3-pointer for McCauley is first of the game.
Jackson dumps it off inside to Brandon Jamar, who finds the basket and the and one.
Power foul. Number 19, Marcellus Taliaferro. That'll be his second, and that'll be the team's first into the ball game for Bathurst now. Number 15, O.J. Watson.
Now a 2-point game. 11:14 left on the clock in the second quarter. Just shy of a minute here into the second quarter of basketball.
Brandon Jamar, a large frame indeed at 6'11", hitting that basket home. So it's a 1-point lead for the Power as Myrick's goes to McCauley. Back to KV. Shot attempt no good. It's Taliaferro on the cleanup. Couldn't find it.
0 for 2 now from deep for Myrick. Still looking to find that rhythm from beyond the arc.
Moore working his way around, finds Jackson. Jackson off Myrick's and Jamar. And it's Holmes with a 3.
Big 3 there from Anderson. Andrew Ferguson Holmes. Huge shot, a few feet from beyond the arc.
Stanford goes for a delayed shot there. And it's Holmes again for 3. So it's the Bears' opportunity at a back-to-back deadly 3-point shooter.
33-30, 35-30 now for the Bears as that 3-pointer from Ferguson Holmes really kind of killed the groove with the Power and slowed them down enough, and a timeout taken here as both teams get a chance to settle it in and get ready for the last 10 minutes of this second quarter.
And an early timeout taken by the Power here. A little miscommunication on the clock I'm seeing down there, as instead of a timeout, they let the clock run down, and about 20 seconds was taken off the clock before anyone noticed. So we're back to 10:08. All is well in the world. Power coming out of their timeout a little bit early. Gonna need some help on the shooting side of things. So that brings McCauley, keeps him in the game. Stanford in the game as well. and Marcellus Taliaferro, who we've seen some perimeter and deep two-point shooting from Taliaferro, but we haven't seen his trademarked in the paint, battling it out for the basket. Still awaiting to see his true appearance at home here as the Bears lead by 5.
He's a big, aggressive body. Now back on the court, as you said, number 19 there. He'll be looking to start getting rolling here in this game, as we've seen some flashes of brilliance from him so far. He likes to get dirty.
Myrick's to Stanford. Along the baseline to Holness. Wide open, hits it. Myrick's presses more. Top of the arc, Watson goes over to Holmes. That shot falls left and no good. And 2 attempted cleanups by Jamar. No good as he's on the ground, looking like he's hurting. Holness, what a dish over to Stanford. And a long pass to McCauley. Jamar rejoins the play. And Stanford on the rebound. Bounce pass to Myrick's. Finds that 2-pointer.
A little Kyle Lowry-esque play there from KV Myrick's, as he does not care who is in his way. He charges to the basket, makes a beautiful layup to make it a 1-point game now. Bears 35-34 with 8:50 left on the clock.
Holmes hits the 3 from the same spot as before.
I think the Power is starting to learn you cannot leave Ferguson Holmes alone, as he is a 3-ball threat anytime he is from beyond the arc.
Zach Hinton readies himself as Holness hits a 3-pointer. Brings the Power within 1 of the Bears.
Deep 3 there for Holness. A beautiful display of his long range to make it a 1-point game.
Moore. Shot hangs out on the basket for a while before making its way through. Myrick's in a quick transition hits another 2-pointer.
2 men on him, does not matter. KV Myrick's had one thing on his mind: charging the basket, getting the layup, and it falls. 2 points for Myrick's. 3 for 3 from inside the paint.
Moore's pass to Williams. It was a great pass, but Williams steps out of bounds now, and that'll hurt the Bears. Substitutions here, as previously mentioned, Zach Hinton coming into the game, and Mike Anderson, our resident axe man. Holmes inbounds to Moore, guarded by Myrick's. Moore's quick dish over to the corner, interrupted by Holness. So Bears maintain possession, but now they'll have to reset. Moore goes to Williams and back to Moore. Down deep. Bears find that 2-pointer in the hands of Brian Williams.
Mike Anderson taking the foul there is just a little too aggressive with number 39 for the Bears going into the paint. That's Brian Williams taking free throw shots now. Anderson settling in, his first time on the floor in today's game.
No good. Hinton on the grab. Goes to Myrick's. Bounce pass miscommunicated to Hinton. No good. Bears take over. A bounce pass there. Fumble Ruskied at the baseline by Williams. Alec Berryman checking into the game here, otherwise known as Coach Berryman. Back home, teaching ages 5 through 17 the game of basketball. Holmes guarded by Merriman, goes to the corner. That 3-pointer there, good for the Bathurst Bears. And add that to my Umbo's stat line there. Holness gets the ball stripped away. Goes to Stanford. Now Hinton fighting through some contact, goes to Anderson. And Mike hits it.
Anderson dekes out the defense there and has himself a nice little mid-range shot to get him on the board here in this game.
Charging through the paint, catching the charging foul. That's more, as we could hear the contact from up here in the booth.
Don't like to see that either, as Anderson taking a good foul there, but his back was an issue earlier on in the season, so you don't want to see him hitting the court hard like that too often.
He's rubbing the same hip he had a bone bruise on. He'll talk to his coaches, say he's okay for now, as the Power have the ball here. Holness to Berryman. Now to Hinton. Hinton to Berryman. To Holness. Hinton makes his three-pointer.
Hinton all the way from Summerside as he goes 3 for 3 right now with the deep ball. He is lighting it up from every angle.
Shot falls short by the Bears there. I don't know how to respond to that, folks. As Holness goes to Anderson, and now Stanford for 3. Shot falls right and short, no good. Power down 1 with just under 6 to go here in the first half. In the key, dishing it out around the perimeter. Mayumbo teams up with, I believe that's Williams, and they can't find it as Moore loses the ball there, and Power take over.
Adam Stanford with some beautiful pressure right there. Gets the ball loose. Turnover by the Bears. Power chance to take the lead now with 5:35 left on the clock.
Holness to Berryman. Flying his way into the basket. Berryman will go to the line now for a pair of foul shots.
A little John Moran action there. Flying in WWE off the top rope styles there. Draws the foul. 2 points now for Berryman. 2 free throws, sorry, for Berryman.
No good on that first shot. 5:30 left to go here in the first half. Second shot does find it. And Myrick's speeding his way to the scorer's table to check into the game.
Tied 45-45 now. Anyone's game here as we're over halfway through the second quarter of play.
Moore around the perimeter. Watson finds it.
Beautiful left-handed layup there as he switched hands mid-shot. Beautiful execution there for the Bears.
Holness fakes the pick and roll to Berryman. Working with Zach Hinton off the screen. Goes to Anderson. Anderson running off the hedge goes to Holness. Inside, Holness can't find it. Ball swatted away by his own teammate. So Bathurst will get the ball here.
Timeout now on the court by the Bathurst Bears as they look to keep this 2-point lead they're holding on to. 47-45 for the Bears, so 4:44 on the clock. Timeout, drop a play, keep the pressure on the Power.
What do you think head coach Serge Langes is saying to his Bears right now? His 1-7 Bears is that?
I think he's praising them right now, if I'm being honest. I mean, definitely not saying, like, good job, guys, you're done, home stretch here. But he's definitely got to be happy with the performance the Bears are putting on right now. They're hitting the 3-ball at a steady pace. They're driving into the paint at a great rate. So he's got to be really proud and really impressed by what his team is putting forward. Now I just say it's keep this train on the tracks, keep it moving, and build on this, because good things are happening right now for the Bears as they hold a 2-point lead over the Power as they look to make it 2-7 now in the season.
Well, there you have it, folks. The Power also looking to climb back 2 points here and fight against the Bathurst Bears. 4:44 left to go in this first half. Rempel will check into the game for the first time, and Brooks will make his way back in as well.
What this tells me by the substitutions head coach Lion States is making right now is he wants to see speed come and make a factor in this game. He's throwing in the guys who have lots of versatility, lots of speed to their favor. He wants to speed this game up, put the Bears on their heels late in the second quarter.
Bears running the speed here in their offensive end, as only the passes are having a little hesitation. Three-point attempt there, no good. Myrick's with the ball now for the Power. Goes to Rempel. A quick three-pointer falls short. Rempel to Hinton. That pass falls out of bounds.
Tough dish to make there by Rempel, but the Power get a lucky break as it ends up going off the shoe of a Bear. Now Stanford to dish the ball in, try and find someone open to tie this game up.
Stanford inbounds to Brooks. And from the free throw line, makes a two-pointer.
Stanford, a big mid-range shot there to hit, now gives him 5 points, on the day for Adam Stanford.
Bears working it around the perimeter. Looking for the three-pointer, can't find it. 47 all here, Stanford inside. Cleanly hits the two-pointer.
Stanford drives the shoulder into the chest of number 15 there, O.J. Watson. Does not make a mistake. He takes a minute to look at the ref to see if there was a charging call coming. Once he sees no, lays that up. Uncontested.
On a short little fadeaway, Bears can't find their two-pointer. So Brooks to Stanford. Stanford rolling his way inside again. Comes up with a possibility of two shots. That is at the foul line.
I'm sorry, but limited minutes? Limited minutes, they said, for Adam Stanford. He looks to be running 100%. All cylinders firing out there on the court right now for Adam Stanford, as he is showing he's ready to get down and deep and dirty in the paint.
Keep in mind the Charlottetown Power have a tough 2 games ahead of them. One at home tomorrow at 2 p.m. against the Truro Tide, and then they'll hop on a bus at 10 a.m. on Sunday to face off against the Truro Tide again, that time at Truro. So the Charlottetown Power can't sleep on the Bears here. They only have 1 win, but that is a dangerous thing here in the ECBL and frankly any sports league. When a team is this hungry for an opportunity at success, you never know what's possible, what's lying around the corner. But the Charlottetown Power can't look too far ahead as Stanford hits his second shot there.
Aside from the Truro Tide, who are 9-0, only undefeated team in this league, everyone else is basically fighting for the 2 seed. I know the Bathurst Bears sit at 1-7 right now, but realistically, they play like what we're seeing right now, keeping this close. They have a chance.
Myrick's shot no good. Stanford on the cleanup, no good. Brooks comes up with the ball as that pass was led ahead too much. And Rempel inside goes out to Hinton. Hits the midi.
Call him the money man, the rain man, whatever you want to call him. Zach Hinton cannot miss today. He is just on another level in this game. 5 for 7 from 2-point range, 3 for 3 from 3-point range, 2 for 2 in free throws, 21 on the day, 80% shooting, Grant.
Hinton on defense. And defense pays off as Jamar missed his shot there. Brooks to Myrick's. Myrick's goes up for 2 and a big swat away there by O.J. Watson.
As Jack Armstrong of the Raptors would say, get that garbage out.
Look at this. Look at this. Brooks can't find it. But what a steal by Myrick's to get the ball back, and Brooks will head to the line for 2. Just under 150 left to go here in this first quarter. Power leading by 5. Brooks hits his first shot.
Make that DeKal Brooks' first points in today's game as he'll look to get rolling. A usual steady hand for the Charlottetown Power.
Second shot, no good. Call it a commentator's jinx. And the Bears look for the three-pointer, no good. Hinton on the rebound, 1:40 left to go. Brooks with the ball again. Deep three, no good.
A little too much mustard on that one, Grant.
And Jamar with the ball for the Bears. Ball out of bounds, though. And that one's going to hurt Bathurst and help Charlottetown.
Doesn't matter much when you catch the ball and run out of bounds, does it?
No, it does not, Taylor. No, it does not. Power leading by 6. Myrick's up the court for Charlottetown. Myrick's to Brooks. Brooks to Rempel. And now Stanford with it. Back out to Rempel. Hinton with the fake and the miss. Jamar inside for the Bears, can't find it. And the cleanup successful by Williams.
Nice job of offensive rebounding there by the Bears, making sure they clean up, get those 2 points.
A big basket there by Charlottetown. Brooks making a statement with just under 40 seconds left to go here in this opening half of basketball.
Bears are smart here. They'll go for a little 2-for-1 action, get a quick one off, make sure the shot clock is still ticking for the Power.
With 9 seconds left on the shot clock, they can't find it. So Myrick's long pass to Hinton, bounce over to Stanford, denied by the rim, but on the cleanup, it's okay. Go ahead, dust your shoulders off.
What a dish there by Zach Hinton. Is there anything that this man is not doing for his team today?
You can see Hinton having a laugh to himself about it there as he makes his way back to defense. And a big, oh, look at that by Jamar.
A big, mean man throwdown by Jamar, showing that rim. Who is the boss as the Power? 57-51, Grant.
I was looking a bit more at a, I don't know. Yeah, I'd call it a dive by Logan Rempel there. Bit of a sell, looking for the charge there. I don't know who would have called it, but I can't say I would have.
Little gust of wind action, maybe.
Yeah, as we pause for halftime here, please support those who support us. Murphy's Pharmacy, Taco Boys, the Uptown Lounge, Canada's Best Value Inn, Fast Signs, Provincial Credit Union, the Stratford branch, as well as Sunley, Maritime Electric, Spa Fitness, All-Star Cresting, and Hunter's Ale House. We thank our sponsors and we thank you for tuning in. I'm Grant Harrison, that's Taylor Stewart, and we'll be back in just a bit with second half action here at the Eastlink Center. And we are back with second half action here inside the electric environment that is the Eastlink Center right here in downtown Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island. Power leading 57-51 as we get started to, well, start this second half of action. No other way to put it, as I think I've seen the quietest 108 points scored in the first half ever. Hey, Taylor.
Yeah, it was, not to say not an electric, it was an electric opener, but the teams just kind of settled into their rhythm. We're going back and forth, I found, in the second quarter. The Power managed to come back, take the lead, now 57-51. They're looking to drive this one home as they take a quick huddle before going out for the third quarter of action. The Bears, only down by 6, had leads throughout this game so far. They're looking to keep playing the game they've been, stop the Power a little bit more, and come out hard. The Bears looking to get their second win in the ECBL.
A back and forth battle of guerrilla warfare here this evening that we've seen so far. The ECBL, even when it's quiet, it's electric. And I believe quiet is the word you and I were looking for there. Not boring by any means. 57-51. We've seen some deep three-pointers. We've seen some tenacious athleticism inside the paint, and we'll continue to see that as number 5, Adam Stanford, still playing in this game, even though we were reported that he was limited to 38 minutes this evening. And Bathurst will take over here with the inbound from O.J. Watson. Watson inbounds to Moore, and he's pressed heavily by Myricks. Goes to Holmes. And a three-pointer there? Yes, a three-pointer by the Bears.
A shout out to Miami Tweet with "That's my brother, Zach the Mighty Man, the Rain Man, Hinton."
And speaking of a mighty one, Moore driving to the basket for 2. As Power have yet to register a basket in the more than 40 seconds of play here in this second half. Holness over to Stanford. Now Taliaferro along the baseline, works his way in. Shovel pass to Hinton, no good. So Holmes goes over to Mayumbo, and a three-pointer there by Watson registers a 3 on the Richter scale.
A big response there by the Bears to take a 59-57 lead as they're coming out hot in the third quarter. The second half, Bears time.
Myrick still can't put through a Power basket, and Mayumbo works his way inside, steps back, shot no good. Myricks again here for the Power, goes to Stanford. Now Taliaferro. Back to Stanford and back to Myricks. Taliaferro loses a handle, then regains it as he goes to Stanford. Outside to Holness. Three-pointer good.
Holness coming up big with a deep 3 of his own to retake the lead for the Power as it is fights, shots back and forth here by the Bears and the Power.
Moore making his way up the court, goes to Holmes. Holmes bounce pass to Mayumbo. Outside, Holmes has it again. Pick and roll over to Watson. Watson making his way inside. Stolen and broken up by Myricks, but a bit of contact there by KV. Myricks grabs onto his opponent there, or is grabbed onto. Yes, Myricks was held there. So it is the Power ball. Power leading by 1. Sort of a rolled pass over to Stanford. Shot no good. Myricks to Hinton. Inside to Stanford. Baseline to Taliaferro, no good. 9:20 left to go here in this third quarter. Power still leading by 1. Long ball 3 by Watson, no good. And Myrick's rumbling and stumbling his way inside for 2 foul shots now.
Little circus shot action there from KV Myers trying to drive to the basket. The Bears not letting him get there, but his efforts are rewarded as he will go for 2 free throws.
Myrick heads to the line. First shot in and out, no good. Second shot, back rim, no good. Taliaferro, now he'll get an opportunity from the line.
One thing I do have to say about these Bathurst Bears, probably my favorite logo in the ECBL, Grant.
Taliaferro's first shot, in and out, no good. Looking to, well, hoping to not emulate his teammate Myrick's, as he does make his second shot and first of the visit. So it's a 2-point lead for the Power. Myrick's guards Moore. Bounce pass to Mayumbo. Pick and roll back to Moore. Now guarded by Stanford. Moore bounce pass inside to the baseline, and Williams comes up with 2.
A very nice up and under by Williams there to get the basket to fall.
Swatted away there, but Power do recover and then now lose it. In transition, Bears look to do something here. They slow things down a little bit, and that might be proven to be detrimental, as we have a foul called.
O.J. Watson getting a little too aggressive there on KV Myers, picking up his 4th foul of this game. Myers staying calm, not reacting, not retaliating, and now the Power will get to inbound this ball. KV Myers be the one to take it up.
O.J. Watson will check out of the game as he's in foul trouble. And checking into the game for the Power, Mike Anderson. He'll check in for Marcellus Taliaferro, who has not seen the success we were hoping out of him today. .61 all here, 8:13 left to go. Myrick's with the ball, round the perimeter, goes out to Holness, and a long 3-pointer in and out, no good. Moore over to Mayumbo. Shot falls long. Hinton teaming up with Myrick's. Can't find it, kept in by the Bears. Stanford and Anderson teaming up on defense with Williams, but coming up a bit too physical as they make contact on old Brian Williams.
Mike Anderson looked like he was going to try and force a jump ball there, but with Mike Williams in the air, it's hard to force a jump ball, grabbing on and ripping a little too hard, and gets the foul call.
Williams from the line makes his first shot. And his second as well, so it's a 2-point lead for Bathurst with 7:42 left to go here in the third. Holness to Myrick's. Now Anderson. Anderson pump fakes back to Myrick's. Shot no good. Now Stanford gets a little bit too jiggy with it. And the Power not so much deteriorating, as the wheels are just kind of starting to shake a little bit here in this third quarter. Williams and Holmes taking their time with it as it goes over to Moore. Now back to Mayumbo. Back to Holmes. Aggressive pick and roll there. And a travel called on Brian Williams there.
The Bears getting a little too careless there, getting the travel call and turned over. Power now the chance to tie this one up, possibly take the lead.
Myrick's to Hinton. Hinton to Stanford. Back to Zach. And Holness scoops up the ball. Loses it there a little bit off of his heel. Hits the rim, so that'll save him. Myrick's keeps it, goes to Stanford. Inside, finds that onion ball.
A beautiful pressure there by the Power as they do a tremendous job of passing that ball, hitting to Myrick's to Stanford for the bucket.
Fade away from Williams, good for 2.
Williams now with 13 on the night as he has been one of the large presences for the Bears, making it tough on the Power to get it this lead.
Myrick's to Hinton, now to Anderson. Anderson no good inside, Power down 2. Holmes airmails the ball over to Giovanni Jackson and falls out of bounds, so Power get the ball back here. Brandon Jamar checks into the game for the Bears. Myrick's uses the screen from Hinton to work his way out. Brooks meets him there at the perimeter. Round the arc, Brooks dances with it and hits the 3. So it's Mayumbo now for the Bears. Goes to the top of the key with Jamar. Pardon me, that's Williams. Now outside, Moore looks to do something. Falls around the rim and out. Stanford goes to Myrick's. Dumping it off, Stanford inside, hits the 2-pointer.
KV Myrick's gets his 5th assist of the game as he's been dishing the ball nicely today to set up his teammates, and it's paying off. 3-point lead now for the Power off that Stanford bucket.
4:50 left to go in the third. Jackson dancing around the Power. And on the step back, shot made for 2 by Stanley Mayumbo. Myrick's now. Around the arc. Ball stripped away by the Bears. In transition, bounce pass there. Good for 2 and 1 for the big man, Brandon Jamar.
Power didn't like that, just a little touch on the wrist by Adam Stanford. Now it'll be a chance for 3 as he gets the 2 to fall.
Jamar holding his left wrist a little bit there. Grimacing in pain just a little bit as he makes his way to the line. Front rim no good. Stanford on the rebound, goes to Anderson. Anderson, quick pass over to Myrick's. Bang!
Big 3 there for KV Myrick's. Now 1 for 4 from beyond the arc as he finally finds that sweet shot.
Bolting the other way, Bears look to do something here. Bounce pass inside the key. Falls right back to Williams. And a shot here by Mayumbo, good for 3.
The Bears not resting at all here as they are fighting to keep pace in this game with the Power, and it's paying off with a 2-point lead right now.
Three-pointer no good by the Bears. Hinton on that last play for the Power, making the fans worry here as he went underneath the basket, almost bonked his head off the backboard. In transition, tripped up there. Myrick's goes to Hinton, and this game is getting physical quick.
The big man for the Bears, number 35, Brandon Jamar, getting pretty physical there with Zach Hinton. That's someone you don't want to see go down for the Power. Was almost ripping him from the hips there below the basket, which is a dangerous play. And by the looks of things, Jamar has picked up a technical foul as Hinton will go to the line.
Jamar is called for it. Myrick's avoids getting the call on himself. The previous one at half court there. So a breath taken by both teams here. Hinton makes his second shot. Jack McCauley will check into the game for the Power.
Taking Mike Anderson's spot. McCauley had a big three-pointer early on. It's got to be those flashy shoes he's wearing, Under Armour, nice lime green and orange action. A standout performer on and off the court.
Myrick's will inbound here for the Power. Down one. Goes to Stanford, right back to Myrick's. McCauley with a three-point attempt. Spadoosh! Mayumbo for the Bears. Bounce pass inside. Made there by Brandon Jamar. 74 all here, 2:40 left in the third. Hinton over to Stanford. Ball tipped away now by Jamar. In an alley-oop.
Big throw down.
Williams with the ball there. McCauley looking to make his presence known, but just can't off that left rim. Williams working past Stanford. Two-pointer no good from the floor. Hinton goes over to McCauley. Now Brooks.
Tough charging call there for DeCal Brooks to take as he might have just drove his shoulder in a little too hard. Picks up the foul, turns over the ball. Bears with a 2-point lead, 74-76, just under 2 to go, and now with possession.
Stanford got away with one earlier. Now Brooks is called for it. Jackson working against Myrick's here. Goes over to Mayumbo. Mayumbo dishes it off. And Jamar.
Little shake and bake there for the big man as he is rattling the rim with that throwdown.
Myrick's guarded by Holmes. Out to Stanford. Ball falls short. And Giovanni Jackson can't keep it in. With 1:19 left to go, 4-point lead for the Bears. The Power have possession.
Stanford will take DeCal Brooks' spot to inbound this pass as the Power are going to look for a quick possession here as they want to shorten this thing up, get the game close, and possibly go for a 2-and-1 action here and tie this game up before the quarter ends.
Nobody looks even ready to take Adam Stanford out of this game. Actually, we'll get Marcellus Taliaferro checking in. Myrick's stolen away there by Jackson. Goes to Mayumbo. Mayumbo up to Jackson. Mayumbo goes for it and no good.
Myrick's on that previous play, just trying to make a pass through too much traffic, ends up turning over the ball.
McCauley bouncing on the rim, no good. Down 4, under a minute to go.
Now, if you're the Bears, you're smart here. You're looking at the 2-and-1, 40 seconds left on the clock. Get a quick shot off here. Make sure that shot clock keeps ticking for the Power on this next possession.
8 on the shot clock, stolen away by Brooks. An advantageous move for the Power as Myrick's goes up for it. Shot no good. Swatted away by Taliaferro. And Brooks on this possession gets 2 shots from the line.
Brooks trying to make up for that charging call he took a few moments ago. Now going to the line to shoot for 2.
Under further examination, the prognosis is athleticism by Dekel Brooks there. You rarely see a player swat the ball away, go up for a shot, and then catch the foul to send him to the line. But Brooks playing it smart there with 23 seconds left, as he can't hit that first shot.
Free throws, something the Power have struggled with in this game.
And they continue to struggle there as a loose ball is recovered by Mayumbo.
0 for 2 from the line for Brooks.
Goes to Jackson, guarded by McCauley. Shot clock off, 7 left on the clock. Jackson out to Holmes. Deep three-pointer, no good. The cleanup, no good. And time will expire before Myrick's has the chance to send the buzzer beater towards the basket. So a quick 2-minute break here. Power down 4 against the beefy Bathurst Bears. Taylor, what do the Charlottetown Power need to do here to adjust in this fourth quarter?
As we just mentioned there about the free throws, how they've struggled. Looking at it now, the Power have left 11 points on the board. 7 for 18 from free throws. That's just not good numbers right there. They need to straighten things up. They need to focus up. And anytime they're going to the line, they need to make those points count. When you look at being down by 4 points and the fact that they've left 11 free throws just on the board, you got to think that those would have changed what the scoreboard looks right now. They need to clean that up for sure. As well, watch the foul troubles. They're going in hard. I like to see that, but you also got to watch the charge. Can't just lay the shoulder through the body. So time to focus up, get down to business, grind out this last quarter here for the Power. Just play their game. They have had a great game. They just need to clean up a few tiny things, nothing major, and they'll have some success here in the fourth quarter.
The Bears, on the other hand, also have 7 points from the free throw line, but they've only gone there 10 times. They're 7 for 10 on the free throw line, and it's, as you said, Taylor, it's starting to show. A 4-point deficit could easily have been mediated by both teams in order to kind of push negotiations here in this fourth quarter of some point battles forward.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
James. When you look at the 7 for 18 versus the 7 for 10, that's just something that head coach Lonnie States is just going to be looking at and shaking his head, putting his head towards the ground. That's not impressive at all. You need to tighten that up. When you look at only being down by 4 points and they've left 11 on the board, you even 4 of those go in and then you only miss what, 7 free throws? It's a tie game. So that's atrocious right there, honestly, having the 7 for 18 line from free throw. But time to straighten things up, down to business, and grind it out here for Power.
The final quarter underway here as Stanford goes to Brooks. Stanford around the arc goes to McCauley now. McCauley on the baseline tries to keep it alive, but tiptoes out of bounds, and it's Bathurst ball. Josiah Moore will check into the game. Jackson working past Myricks. Breaking some ankles, goes over to Holmes. The big body Jamar goes to Holmes as well. Holmes goes up for three. Can't find it.
Another offensive rebound given up by the Power. It leads to a 2-point conversion. They're going to be paying for that here now, down by 6.
Jackson found the last basket, and the Power can't find theirs. This ball will go the other way. Berryman and Holness will check back into the game, as well as Zach Hinton.
Good to see Zach Hinton back in after getting some repairs on that elbow done. Nice to see him back in, as he's been by far the best player for the Power in this game.
Marcellus there with his hands still up in the air.
It's an easy foul call there, though, on Marcellus, as he was had his feet moving when he was trying to set that block. Can't have your feet in motion when you're trying to block that shot, or it's going to be 2 free throws every time for your opponent.
So that sends Mayumbo to the line, makes his first shot. And it's a 7-point lead for the Bears. Mayumbo makes his second shot as well. Holness up the court for the Power. Goes to Berryman. In the key, can't find it for 2. Holness going up and unsuccessful. Jackson here. Goes out to Mayumbo. Mayumbo still with it. Working past Hinton. Mayumbo's shot no good. The shot clock nearly expired. And Hinton is grabbed onto there at the waist.
For the second time.
Pardon me, that was Stanford. Hinton was grabbed onto the first time. This time a little less violent, so it won't be called a technical.
As the refs get together for a meeting here to discuss what the move is.
A little deliberation between officials here. Results in that foul being called on Josiah Moore.
It will, after all, be a technical foul. Hinton grabbing his teammates there as Stanford takes the free throws, trying to just rally the troops, settle things down, and build their way back into this game.
Stanford makes his first shot. And his second.
That makes up a bit for the free throws that have been missed by the Power. 2 for 2 is something they desperately needed from the line, and now they get to keep possession as well. Berryman to inbound.
Berryman's inbound goes to Stanford, now to Holness. Holness around the arc, working his way in. Goes for 2, can't find it. On the cleanup, Hinton can't find it.
Missed opportunity there for the Power as the Bears will take possession now.
Lonnie States visibly upset by that call. Holmes with a three-pointer there that falls off the rim and no good. And Stanford comes the other way and hits the 2.
who needs to be under a minute's limit. When your name is Adam Stanford, you are ready to rock anytime you're thrown in there, and he shows it now up to 18 points, 50% shooting.
A travel here by the Bears will be helpful to the Power, and the fans are getting behind Charlottetown now.
A crucial possession here for the Power. Taking advantage of a travel call like that against the Bears is essential in getting back into this game. Only down by 4, but you make it a 2-point game here, that's big.
As the Power make their way up the court, we'd like to take this moment to thank those who sponsor us. Taliaferro's shot no good. Murphy's Pharmacy, Taco Boys, the Uptown Lounge, Canada's Best Value Inn, Fast Signs, Provincial Credit Union, Maritime Electric, Sunly, the Spa Fitness, All-Star Cresting, and Hunter's Ale House, as well as Papa John's Pizza. Please sponsor those who sponsor us. As we have a time called here. Bit of confusion, I take it, by the Bears as they will inbound. Mayumbo goes to Jackson. Working his way inside. Williams looks to do something at the shot clock. Can't find it. 4-point lead for the Bears. Looking to be diminished by the Power here. Holness for 3.
Big shot there by Holness. Coming up huge, 1-point game now as Jordan ice in his veins. Holness.
Not to be outdone by Mayumbo as he goes up for 2. 3-point game now, 8:24 left here in the fourth quarter. Stanford in the key. Ball off of his right knee and out. Bathurst with the ball.
Hard turnover there by the Power is now the Bears with a 3-point lead, a chance to grow it to a 2-possession game with 8:15 left on the clock.
Mayumbo takes this one up the court, trying to move past Berryman. Finds some room to breathe and goes back for round 2. Can't find the shot though. Holness keeps it alive and comes the other way. Around the baseline, stop there.
O.J. Watson with a big turn.
Big block off the backboard there. Bears taking a timeout here with 7:49 left to go here in the fourth. A 3-point game. Who's taking it, Taylor?
Honestly, the Power still have a chance to come back. But what I want to emphasize, I know we're Power commentary, but I want to emphasize this 1-7 Bathurst Bears team definitely does not look like a 1-7 team throughout this game. With a 3-point lead over the Power, they have looked put together. They have looked calm, cool, and collected here going down the stretch. Neck and neck, anything the Power have done, the Bears have shown they can do the same thing as they are going hard to try and earn their second win of the season. The Power trying to go over 500, and they are going to want to make sure they come out strong here, limit the turnovers, play some smart, executed basketball to take over in this game. 3 points is not too hard to come back from. We still have 8 left. That's plenty of time. But the Power need to start turning up the heat, turning up the pressure, and playing it clean.
As president of the league has been saying all year, there hasn't been one blowout so far. So every game that the Bears have lost, they have been in that game. And we see that now. And I'll go against you here, Taylor. It's a 3-point game. It's anybody's game at this point. 7:49, that's a lot of basketball left to play here. And really, anything could happen. So Berryman will inbound this ball for the Power. He has Holness to his right. Stanford directly in front of him. Will go left. Holness at the top of the arc gets the ball from Berryman. On the screen from Hinton, goes back to him. Mid-range jumper bounces on the rim 4 times and still can't find home.
It's worth noting too here for the Bears. They might be 1-7, but the last time they played the Power beat them 123 to 96. That's a 27-point differential. So the Bears, whatever they needed to do to correct that, they're doing it in this game.
Berryman's shot no good. Inside, nothing called. As head coach Serge is pushing his team forward. Beautiful no-look pass there. Even though the basket wasn't made, Moore with a beautiful pass as we have a player down there in the paint. I believe that's Brandon Jamar. On his back right now, holding his right leg. We don't want to speculate as to what it is, but he did go down hard, and the trainer's on the court, so he's in good hands.
Athletic therapist Devin Atkin to the rescue.
So assistant coach Adam Shev, he'll take advantage of this somewhat timeout. And Jamar up and walking, putting some weight on that leg, so good to see that he's somewhat healthy as he makes his way up. You talk about the last Power Bears game, that big lead that you see there, it really just came in that fourth quarter because all game the Power were with the Bears and the Bears vice versa were with the Power until the end there when numbers got a bit depleted and energy was a bit drained, and digging into the gutter, the Power finally come up with that victory the last meeting. Let's see if the Bears have a fortunate turn of events here on this meeting. Jackson with the ball, dishes it off. Shot no good by Watson.
Stanford draws the foul there on number 4 for the Bears, Giovanni Jackson. Power will have possession. Still a 3-point game, 6:46 on the clock.
Taliaferro would check out of the game, and Jack McCauley will check in.
Holness going up the court now.
Holness with the ball. Holness goes over to Berryman. Now McCauley. And Berryman steps out of bounds there. That's a tough look for the Power, as they're still down 3. Could have used that shot by Alec.
Jack McCauley, 6 points in the game, 2 for 4 from 3-point range. They're getting the 3-point hand in there with 6 minutes left on the clock for the Power to try and get back into this game.
And of course you have Zach Hinton, who was draining the 3-pointers earlier. A little reverse layup there by Brian Williams, no good. Holness with the ball, goes to Hinton. Now to McCauley. Works his way around. Holness over to Berryman. Steps out of bounds again.
Oh, tough break there for the Power, not watching the footing quite enough. Berryman, turnover. Still a 3-point game as both teams going through a bit of a cold stretch.
Jackson just waiting to strike here. Goes over to Williams. Now Holmes with a 3-pointer. That one could hurt, as it's our first basket scored in a while. 5:37 left on the clock.
Now a 6-point lead for the Bears, as that one does put a bit of a dagger into the emotions of the rink here. Still 5:37 on the clock. Plenty of time for the Power to come back. But seeing a 3-ball like that be the first basket to go in a couple minutes definitely stings a bit when it's for the opposing team.
Power take a timeout here. And we see on the bike over there, I believe Brandon Jamar working out that knee. He has a gray brace on his knee right now, his right knee that is. So could be a bit of a tendon that's bothering him or what have you, but luckily appears to be nothing torn. And Jamar seems to be healthy as he's on that bike behind the bench. He was waving his towel around after that last three-pointer by Holmes, just supporting his team from the back end. And Power looking to fire back here. 6 points to go, 5:37 left to go here in this game.
Timeout comes to an end now. On the court for the Power, they go McCauley, Holness, Berryman, Myrick's. Berryman off now. McCauley, Holness, Myrick's, Stanford, and Hinton. On the court for the Bears, 7, Andrew Ferguson Holmes, alongside number 4, Giovanni Jackson, 39, Brian Williams, 44, Josiah Moore, rounding it all out.
Holness for 3. Look at that. Three-point game again here. Myrick's guarding Moore. Moore looking for a way past. Bounce pass over to Holmes. An aggressive defense now being played by the Power. And that'll come up advantageous as a travel called now on Bathurst.
Jack McCauley doing an excellent job of defending there, forcing the Bears to travel. He'll inbound now. Holness looking to take it up as he picks it up just at the halfway mark.
Mayumbo not happy after that one for the Bears as Holness goes over to Stanford. Dished out to Myrick's. Myrick's from the paint to Holness, still kept alive, avoids the backcourt violation. And Holness moving past Mayumbo goes to McCauley. 4 on the shot clock, goes up, off the rim, no good. And no one's there to grab it as Jackson comes up with it. Stolen away now by Myrick's. In transition, look at this. Goes up for 2, can't find it though.
Great defensive steal there by KV Myrick's, just too short on the execution, unfortunately.
So it's Jackson going over to Mayumbo. And Holmes with the ball now. Been dangerous from the perimeter, but goes back to Jackson. And now Moore with it. Out to Mayumbo, whose shot doesn't hit. It does hit, pardon me. 5-point lead for the Bears now. McCauley with the ball. Three-pointer no good. Hinton with a quick pass out to Myrick's. Shot no good.
0 for 2, 2 quick three-pointers. Neither one can hit, unfortunately. That would have been big for the Power.
Ball collected there by Williams and brought down. So it'll be Moore to take this one up for Bathurst. Bounce pass over. And a charge. As 2 bodies are on the floor.
The screen just not set in time, unfortunately, for the Bears. Number 44, Josiah Moore, not taking enough time to get his feet set. Trips up, Zach Hinton. Hinton drawing the foul. And now the Power will get possession with 3:22 on the clock. 89-84 for the Bathurst Bears.
Holness with the ball. Won't touch it to save some time. Trying to move past Holmes. Goes to Stanford. Out to Myrick's. Myrick's inside, Euro stepping for 2.
Big bucket by Myrick's there, charged into the paint. That's where he's been critically hitting the shots for the Power. Now a 3-point game.
Speaking of 3 minutes left. A wide open Holmes with room to move. Goes past Taliaferro and brought down by the big man, Brandon Jamar. Stanford here for the Power gets 2 free ones. And Charlottetown down 5, 2:39 left to go.
Stanford went 2 for 2 last time. Can he do it again? There's one.
And 2 for 2 again from the line. Call him Nostradamus. I just call him Taylor Stewart.
Stanford now defending against Josiah Moore. Big stop here for the Power if they can get it.
He's back into the game. Jamar looking to do something off that knee, but off the feet he travels.
Another travel call against the Bears as they've picked up quite a few of those so far in this game. 3-point game, 2:20 on the clock, power ball.
Holness goes to Myricks. Myricks guarded by Moore, but off the screen from Taliaferro. Room to go inside. Myricks off the board. Comes down with 2 foul shots coming his way.
Myricks is 0 for 2 from free throw range. 2 big here. Make it a 1-point game, even 1 to make it a 2-point game, but you're looking to go 2 for 2. They're 50% now, 11 for 22. Still not great, but improving. Let's see if he can keep that pace going for the Power.
Myricks makes his first shot, brings it to within a 2-point game. 2:08 left to go. And goes 2 for 2 as well, emulating Stanford there and helping out his Power teammates.
1-point game. 2 minutes left in the 4th.
Moore here for the Bears, guarded by Stanford. Fair to say we've seen more than 38 minutes out of him this evening. Moore can't find it, so Taliaferro collects it, goes to Myricks, and a zooming pass over to Hinton. Just falls a bit too aggressive and out of reach for Zach Hinton.
The idea was there, just a little too dreamy, though, for a reality.
1:36 left to go here in the 4th. And a charge called now on Stanley Mayumbo.
Stanford doing it at both ends of the court for the Power. Draws another charge call. 1-point game, 1:33 left.
2 rough games coming up for the Power against the Truro Tide. But first, 1:33 left to go here in the 4th. After a timeout called, we'll have a chance to recollect our thoughts here. And from up here, Taylor, what have you seen there by the Power to bring them back into it besides free throw shooting?
Other than the free throws and other than that one little too long ball pass by Myricks, I've seen a team that's really calmed down, really settled into what's working for them this whole game, and really just focused up on what they need to do, to make this game work for them, to make this a reality for a possible win, to go over 500. Bears have slowed down, and they are drawing, the Power are drawing a lot of fouls from the Bears. Charges and the turnovers by the Bears on travel calls are really hurting them right now and allowing the Power to reinstate themselves in this game. Power need to keep doing what they've been doing. It's time just to show who has more focus, more determination when it comes to being under the pressure. Can the Bears hold on to this lead, or are the Power ready to come and grab what they want?
The Power all week this week at practice have been working on defense and their positioning on defense as well. So trying to put that to use here, but still needing that offensive push as they trail 1 point with 1:33 left to go. Plenty of time to find it, but plenty of time by the Bears to run away with it. Myrick's to Hinton. Hinton at mid-range finds Stanford. Stanford inside finds a foul. So he'll go to the line for 2 shots and 2 opportunities to get into the lead now.
1 to tie, 2 for the lead. Adam Stanford, 2 for 2 last time. Looking to keep that steady hand going for him. Stanford in the game, 20 points, 50% shooting, 5 for 8 from free throw range. 6 assists as well. 2 offensive rebounds, 1 defensive.
Listen to the crowd react to Stanford's tying shot there and fall silent here for his possible lead. Hits the back rim, goes to Holness though, so they hang on to the ball. Now Hinton. Can you dig it? Hinton hits the three-pointer and a 3-point lead for the Power.
Hinton, 25 in the game, 4 for 4 from deep. The man was born with the ice in his veins.
Didn't know where you were going with that one, but I agree with you. Just under a minute to go, a 3-point lead for the Power. Bathurst have the ball after Hinton kicked it out of bounds there. So it's Mayumbo for the Bears. 2 inbound. Still can't find a man. And takes too long with it.
5-second violation as the Power. Grant, you mentioned the defensive practice. It's paying off.
Power have the ball here. It will go to Holness. Can't let this one roll. Instead, he works past Holmes. Holness to Taliaferro. Dumps it off to Hinton for 2 and 1.
What a dish by Taliaferro. What an execution by Zach Hinton. The man has just been everything the Power could dream of for them in this game. 27.
Hinton on the line now. 44.5 seconds left to go. And a 5-point lead remains a 5-point lead. A jump ball goes the Bears' way now.
5-point lead for the Power, 96-91, 41 exactly left on the clock as the Bears will look to get a quick possession here, quick shot, give themselves a chance to go 2 for 1 if they can stop the Power.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that was our first jump ball of the evening.
You are not wrong.
Moore here. Inside, can't find it. Myrick's catches the foul. A smart move by the Bears.
26.1 left on the clock. KV Myers will go to the line for 2.
And McCauley checks into the game. If the dagger is coming from anyone, it's going to be him, as Taliaferro checks out.
Big chance for Myers to put a staple in this game for the Power.
Myrick makes his first shot.
Now a 2-possession game, chance to make it 3.
And makes his second shot. That's a 7-point lead for the Power. And Bathurst takes a timeout. We'll just leave you to the sounds of Heave Away. Taylor, is there anything better than a basketball arena just grooving to Heave Away out here in the Maritimes on a Friday afternoon and a 7-point lead for the home team?
It's 9 o'clock.
Did I say afternoon?
Yes.
I meant late evening. Well, folks, it's just that, a 7-point lead for the Power. Here is Holmes. We'll look to inbound for the Bears. Looking to do something. No, he can't. It's Holness who comes up with it. And Stanford to Taliaferro. We won't count the basket because Stanford will be going to the line for 2.
Chance to make it a 100-91 lead for the Power if Stanford can hit for 2. The Power showing truly who wants it more in this moment. A diamond coming out under the pressure.
Apt analysis, Taylor. Apt analysis. Very astute. Stanford makes his first shot. And his second. I wasn't going to say anything, but I think in the last 4 free throw visits by the Power, you've called it. And I've never seen an announcer's jinx work the opposite way. So, you know what? Announcer's jinx over. Charlottetown's going to take this one as time expires here.
And they hype it up.
100-91. We'll see you next time, folks. And next time is tomorrow at 2 p.m. as the Charlottetown Power take on the Truro Tide, a formidable opponent indeed, as Charlottetown looks to knock off and dethrone the Tide. We'll see you tomorrow, folks. I'm Grant Harrison. That's Taylor Stewart. And thank you very much for tuning in.
Good night.